As a first-time EV owner myself, there's a lot of mistakes that I made taking delivery of my Tesla Model 3, and this goes if you're buying a Model Y or Model 3. What are the 10 most common mistakes that new Tesla owners make? We're going to go over all of that in this video. So coming from a gas vehicle into an EV, mistake number one that I made has everything to do with probably the most critical part of your Tesla, and that has to do with charging. This mistake is straight from Tesla. If you have an LFP battery, the lithium iron phosphate battery, those are going to be found in the standard range models. It's a certain type of battery chemistry that you can charge up to 100%. A mistake you can make, and this is actually from Tesla, is to charge your Tesla battery up to 100% on a frequent basis. Now, why is this? So if you have the LFP battery, these are found in the standard range models of Teslas. So those batteries you can charge to 100%. Again, LFP. If you don't have those batteries, frequent charging to 100% may actually harm the life of your battery. Point number two also has to do with charging, and this time it's with charging at your house. A mistake that I made, of course, going from a gas to an EV, I didn't know how much I needed to budget for a at-home charger. Well, let me just break it down easy for you. Two options. The NEMA outlet, I have a 1450. It'll get you around 35 miles per hour in charge. Or you can get the Tesla branded wall connector. A mistake that I made was not knowing the price differences. Now the main advantage is the wall connector is slightly faster. The NEMA outlet ran me around $500 all in for equipment and labor. I would highly recommend looking on the Tesla website to get a certified Tesla electrician for either option. But again, not knowing how much this cost you was a big mistake that I made. So now you know the NEMA outlet is around $500 and the wall connector on its own is around $500 plus the cost of installation, which is going to vary from electrician to electrician. Point number three, one that many Tesla owners overlook and something I don't hear talked enough about on videos, and that is not buying the proper high quality accessories for your Tesla. This one's important because all the technology lies behind your screen, and I did a video based on 60,000 clicks on the links in my video description that include the best accessories. Here are some of the best ones that are most often purchased. A screen protector, center console organizer for things like keys or spare change, obviously floor mats, a back seat protector. The list goes on and on, but some of the most popular ones, again, that I've seen you purchase, other Tesla owners, don't forget those because you want to make sure you have those on day one so you can have everything clean, protected, and ready for that first drive. Point number four, this one's kind of funny because I made this mistake, and that is mistake number four, not understanding the basic functions of your Tesla. So nothing says noob like getting your Tesla card like I did, and I literally had to ask the rep, how do I shift it and drive? I have a lot of videos on my YouTube about the basic functions of not only your Tesla itself, but the app as well. Get familiar with how to shift it into drive, how to safely activate the windshield wipers, the parking brake, the rear view camera, Sentry mode. There's a lot of things to know, and you don't want to get in that car on delivery day and not know how to drive it. Point number five is the biggest mistake that I regret to this day, and that is not taking a test drive. And maybe because of the price, maybe because of how it looks or the size, you might be already sold on which Tesla you want, the 3 versus the Y or something like that. But what I would recommend is at least taking a test drive, because maybe you test drive the 3 and you look around and you say, well, maybe this isn't enough space. Some things you don't know until you see it in person, and especially experiencing that Tesla acceleration. Point number six also has something similar to do with a test drive, and only something you're going to experience when you're in the actual vehicle. No amount of videos will ever substitute for this, and that is point number six, being very surprised with the regenerative braking. You have never experienced regenerative braking in your gas vehicle. In fact, no other vehicles on the road have this Tesla technology of regenerative braking, also called in the Tesla community 1 pedal driving. But what the heck is that? So my mistake goes along with point number 5, that test drive, the regenerative braking and getting used to it. Because the first time you hit that accelerator, your Tesla is going to move forward. And then as soon as you take your foot off that accelerator, your Tesla will immediately and automatically slow down and put the brake on for you. So this is a really cool function for your batteries. So every time you take your foot off the accelerator, that energy is actually converted in regenerative braking. It slows down your car for you and it puts that energy back into your battery, and this is called one pedal driving. But an important thing for you to know, don't make this mistake because this is a big safety issue. So I want you to listen to this. You still have to be aware and put on the actual physical brake from time to time. Maybe traffic is very slow in front of you and it's slowing down at a quick pace. Whatever it happens to be, make sure you use that regenerative braking, maybe in stop and go traffic, but be aware that you're gonna have to put your foot on the actual brake from time to time. Point number 7, a mistake that I waited on for probably at least a week or two because I was completely unaware, but this one will prevent your Tesla from getting updates. And that is making the mistake of not connecting your Tesla to Wi-Fi. This is a completely different kind of vehicle. The first time that I got my Model 3, I was really confused about how to understand the screen. And by the way, stick around for the next point because that has everything to do with the screen. But point number 7, I got my car home and I didn't know when or how to attach it to Wi-Fi. Go into your settings, you can search Wi-Fi and connect it to your home Wi-Fi. This is what gets you the over-the-air updates. And a mistake that I also didn't know is that these Wi-Fi over-the-air updates take about 25 minutes. And during that time, you're unable to use your Tesla, something that I didn't know about. So I'm gonna wrap that all into this point number 7 about Wi-Fi, but make sure to connect it to your home Wi-Fi and expect to take about 25 minutes for each over-the-air update. So point number 8 has everything to do with your Tesla screen. Again, all of your technology lies beneath that screen, and is another reason why you might want to check out those links in the description. There are screen protectors down there, one of the most popular items that has sold. But here is what you want to know that I made the mistake of just going into it completely blind. For new 2023 vehicles, your car is not going to have any type of parking sensors. So you're going to use your screen to see, either with your camera or the display, how close you are when, let's say, you're parking. And you're going to rely on Tesla Vision. So that is all the cameras surrounding your vehicle. So something that you want to know is when you're parking, to prevent damage, to prevent things like curb rash or rubbing your wheels against the curb because you got too close, make sure to understand how to pull up the cameras and look at that display, especially when you're parking or maybe you're in bumper-to-bumper traffic, just to see how close you are to objects or other cars around you. You can control your climate, your fan speed. You can open your glove box using this as well. You can access arcade mode and actually play video games when your car is safely parked and not in use. You can actually play games on your Tesla. So again, I have a lot of videos about this feature, but you want to kind of play around with your Tesla once you get it to learn some of those basics, how to bring up the camera, how to access Sentry mode. All of those will make your life a lot easier. One of the biggest mistakes that new Tesla owners make is not utilizing the voice commands, especially because all of this technology is brand new. Don't forget, on the right side of your steering wheel, there's a button that you can press to access voice commands. So point number 9, a big mistake that I did not know is how to access and use these Tesla voice commands. This is really important for safety because if you're a new Tesla owner and you're trying to look down at your screen and drive at the same time, click that button and say, set driver temperature to 75, or pull up rear camera, or set fan speed to 6. These are all things that you can do through that voice command button, and that's going to keep your eyes on the road, and maybe you can learn some of those screen functions when you're at your house or your apartment or what have you, and that would be a good time to learn the actual functions. But if you're just picking up your Tesla and you want to keep your eyes on the road for safety reasons, don't forget those voice commands. So point number 10 is going to put money back in your pocket, and that is the state EV tax credit rebates. I've said it time and time again. I need to say it just in case this is the first video that you're watching. On top of the Inflation Reduction Act EV tax credit, that's $7,500, you could get an additional state EV tax credit through your state. Now, an easy way to look this up is simply type in your state and then Tesla rebate, and then you can go to the Tesla website. As long as you meet these state requirements, let's say for income, for a price of the vehicle, you could, at least here in my state of Pennsylvania, I could get an extra $2,000 off of my Tesla purchase. I'm just going to include a bonus one in here. I think this one is extremely important if you are thinking about a Tesla and maybe you don't want to wait. A mistake that I made, I was completely unaware of point 11, and that is looking at the current inventory on the Tesla website, especially now, and here's why. You can get brand new Teslas in your area that are available with no wait time today, especially if you want brand new models that just came out and that are not even available on the Tesla website. So exclusive vehicles like the Tesla Model Y standard range, the most affordable base package Model Y, only available on current inventory. I do have to preface this by saying there is not many available. They are going quick, but this is an all-wheel drive. Again, it's the most affordable Model Y at this time, and it is a larger vehicle versus the Model 3, but there are plenty of each, the 3 and the Y, as long as you look and you snatch one up whenever you see it. As a new Tesla owner or a prospective owner, congratulations on joining soon the EV movement. Again, this is Matt from Frunk to Trunk. If you did like this video, consider tapping that subscribe button. I'm trying to do this full time, and your subscription would really help me do that. Again, the only way I know that you liked this video is to drop a like and consider those accessory links down in the description. It also supports the channel. Again, this is Matt from Frunk to Trunk. We will see you in the next video.